Hey. Good morning. Let me see if my audio is working. Again, audio is the toughest part. Hi, I hope you're having a good day. Let's switch it over to and let's put a little music on uh, so I can hear some stuff. Good morning. How are you? Today is I'm celebrating. I'm gonna celebrate uh, the year. I'm going to look back, do a little recap. We are doing stuff. What's the better way to do this? This is my Twitch recap from 2023. I watched a lot of Twitch. I think that number might not be real because on some of my other devices, I don't log in. But yeah, 127 streams is a lot. It seems like a lot. But I'm going to do better this year. I got some new followers and new subscribers, and I'm just happy. Like just this number alone, I'm super happy. And yeah, chats. That's that seems like a lot. That's crazy. And yeah, these are the things. This is what I'm mostly on. I hope I'm on that right thing right now. But yeah, hey, good morning, Thomas. How are you? Uh, you've been top of mind for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of the HTMX stuff is happening later today over on Spring Office Hours. We're going to be talking about Vaadin and all its coolness. So yeah, you've just been. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day at the end of the day, but I hope it's going all right for you. And yeah, it's cool. So what I'm going to do, what I'm doing, is I'm actually now going to be uh, scheduling daily. So this is gonna be my slot, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna update my Twitch schedule right now. Over on twitch.tv/JavaGrunt. I'm going to edit. There's a spot where I can edit my schedule. Somewhere. Oh, and I got a little loop here. Sorry about that. Let me mute this site and let me play this one. Let's get some stuff happening. And yeah, so the idea here is the consistency. I want to be able to stream regularly and yeah, and see if I can just be available. So I'm going to do it in the morning. I realize that a lot of times I've been streaming and I've been streaming while my kids are home. And I don't want to do that. I want to hang out with my kids. I love my kids. So I'm going to stream in the morning and then I'll do the editing and stuff and I'll trim it down. I'll get rid of the fluff like this. I'll get rid of it. And yeah, I'll try to like put some little cool tidbits in. So let me do the first thing. Thomas, yes, my day is going good. Just finished a Java API for Alpine.js for front-end interactivity. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Thomas, you are definitely full stack. Question for you, Thomas. Are you still using Supabase? That's my question. One of the things that I have been noodling is when I think about like databases and I think about stuff, you know how I like to draw pictures? One of the things that I like to do is CDC. CDC, change data capture. And one of these interesting things that's been on my head, hey, sorry about that. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck. Stay strong. Icon, stay strong. Tom says I got a big 0.3.0 update to my HTMX Supabase Spring Starter coming. Excellent. Excellent. One of the things that I've been thinking about is this change data capture and where maybe I want to write to a database and it's not going to work for every use case. But then I want to just kind of like do this change data capture like from database to database. And I could have in my head, right? I could have MySQL. I could have Redis. And I could have it go over to Postgres. right? Like just, it doesn't matter, right? It just tying a bunch of these things together so that when I write, no matter where I write, I could have these different ins and outs, right? So that's my idea, and I was thinking like a Rube Goldberg with data machine for data, where it's just like, what's the longest way I could get to, you know, like S3 bucket, super base, or whatever it is. Because I have some of these examples already. I have some like the change data capture stuff, but this is just what's been on my mind. And super base is in that mix, but that's not it. Like there's so many more. Yeah, I gotta put one more because my second favorite is Yugabyte. So I could replace that one. But yeah, let's do this. Like, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? That's it. I was just thinking about this. So yeah, I'm glad that you're still using it. I'm glad that you're pushing out more updates. I need to push out more stuff. But I'll be honest. What's mostly on my mind these days is AI. In fact, it's Spring AI, and doing some work with Josh, YouTube, Adams. So that's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. But the whole idea here is I want to do more of this. I want to get started early. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from 8:30 to at least 10:30, right? Central. And then, yeah, we'll stream and I'll be able to slice and dice, and I'll slowly work on building up my production quality too. So let me do first things first. It's a new day, new week. We're going to get started on those New Year's resolutions a little bit early, get a little head start on them. So I'm going to go and I'm going to update a schedule if I can find it. Edit panels. There's a schedule somewhere. I'm looking. Let me do this. Let me just do it. Am I back? Am I back? Let's see. Share one. Can you hear me now? Stage. Can you hear me now? Am I back? Hello, hello? Hello, Robojack. I had some technical difficulties. Somehow my browser just blew up on me. And but yeah, we're back. So that's cool that the stream is still active, but I just disappeared for a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm working on updating, trying to figure out like, hey, how do I update my schedule? There's got to be a way. Here, report live stream. No, I don't. There's got to be a thing. I'm trying to figure out where do I update my schedule? Featured view all what? I don't know where this stuff is. See, that's probably step one to like becoming a better streamer is like know how to use the tools, right? Know a little bit about the platforms that you're on. So let me edit panels. That's where I'm supposed to be is edit panels. But then what? all I see to add an extension to the space, activate it, extension manager, extension panel 2. Here, if I hit plus, add text or image panel. I could do that. But isn't there one for schedules? Good more schedule and countdown. Edit panels. Remove. Let's look. Add extension panel. Extension manager. I have sound alerts. Discovery. You said schedule. Let's look for schedule and countdown. I'm looking. Schedule, event schedule. There's gotta be something simple, right? I don't see one called schedule and, oh wait, Streamlabs, stream schedule and countdown. How about that one? Let's try that. So you must configure this third-party extension before you go live to provide the best experience for your viewers. Is that the one? Is this the one? So we're going to stream on, I'm not going to schedule that. I'm definitely going to do these days. We're not going to schedule, what is this stream break? If you need to take some time off, you can temporarily add more time to your countdown. I don't know what that means. This is the one though. We are in America. We're going to say Chicago. And yeah, let's do this. Oh, 8. We're getting it. Again, I'm getting a head start on my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to stream more, and I'm going to try to be like Icon. I want to be like Icon. I want to show up for people. And is that good? Yeah. And let's just keep on doing that. Can I do this? Oh, it's a weird UI. So this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna stream, and this is the time. Yeah. All right. Look at that. Boom. Thank you so much. I want to be like Icon, right? That's what we're doing. And you did this. So what happened was I went to sleep watching Icon last night, and then I woke up, wasn't feeling it, and I looked, and he was still going, and he said he was only going to go for 60 minutes. And I was like halfway passed out, but then I got up. It was way past 60 minutes, and he was still going. So I'm glad that you completed that. And I'm excited to see what's next. So let's keep on going. We're going to add 8:30. This is going to be my jam. And if I get through the week, I'll be happy. Right? The big thing is I don't want to stream when my kids are home. And that kind of hit hard. So I'm just going to stream when they're in school. How's that? How's that? And I'm starting my day a little bit earlier. I got up and did my CrossFit. Now I'll get to bed a little bit earlier, hopefully. And look at that. Are we good? Can I activate it? Let's do it. Hide this. Activate it. Set as panel 1. All right. Did that work? Did that work? Where? How do I go here? Let's see. Is it there? Look. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I got a schedule. But how can this time shown? How do I see the schedule? I don't understand. I want to see the schedule. It's there. I'm live now. It didn't look like that. So maybe that's just doing that. But wouldn't it be cool to be able to see the schedule while I'm doing stuff? We'll see. We'll figure that out. So it's cool. I want to see what it looks like though without. But today's a recap. We've had a good year, and we're just gonna try to get better next year. I had some good stuff. I already showed this recap, right? See your recap? That's over here. We're gonna try it. We're gonna take this. We'll save this, and then we just try to improve. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metrics here. Let's just try to improve those 5 metrics. That's it. If I can just do better than that, I mean, I'm happy about this year. If I can do better than that, I'm feeling like I'm in good shape. Robotech says, I feel I am waking up an hour early, 5 a.m., and do stretching and push-ups, then working on my Twitch car and video game. Like, that's what's up. So yeah, I got up that. So I was at the 5 o'clock CrossFit Fig. That's my box. That's what they call it. That's my box. I haven't been there in months. But that's what I do. This recap, you didn't get a recap? This recap is Twitch generates it. If you log into your Twitch, see, they showed me this right here. They're like, hey, Twitch recap just dropped. Like, and they give you like the highlights from your year. Ooh. Do you know the Edison Roboter? I just got one for my nephew for Christmas. No, I feel like maybe I've seen a commercial for it. Edison Roboter. Yeah, I think I have seen this. Yes, I have seen this. And Sphero is kind of the big one around here. Like, I do a lot of stuff with schools. And yeah, Sphero is kind of a big one here. But yeah, I have seen that. That's awesome. I don't think you can start too early. Very cool. I'm excited to hear about how your nephew loves it. So we did this. So step one, check the box. I got my schedule set. This is going to be my time. I'm going to try it out, and then I'm going to keep on going. So you want one of those? Get one. You deserve it. You deserve it. So look at this. I was even prepared. Like I made notes and stuff about what I wanted to do. So I wanted to shout out that later on Spring Office Hours, Lawrence Codes is going to be there. We're going to talk about Vaden. That's on Spring Office Hours. And yeah, I think I want to just jump back into where I was yesterday. So, hey, cool recap schedule. I'm going to make some stuff. I don't know how to do a recap. I guess I could talk about like some of the stuff, right? Twitch is kind of where I started, and it's where that's my default. And I've tried streaming on other platforms. Like right now I'm streaming on Kick and YouTube, and it's been fun. But one of the things I'm going to try to do is like, sometimes I do this really good stuff inside of a Twitch stream, but it's not like people don't want to like get through the fluff. I'm going to cut out the fluff and I'll put all the good stuff together. I'll just edit out the fluff and then I'll repost that over on YouTube. Icon, I did not make this. Twitch made this for me. So just that little recap link, they generated this. I didn't do anything. I just got it from the Twitch recap. So you should have one. And you should do a Twitch recap show. I think it's like today, tomorrow, or yeah, it started yesterday. And today and tomorrow. And yeah, you're supposed to do a Twitch recap. Oh, I didn't do that. I need to update my thing. You're supposed to do hashtag Twitch recap. And talk about the year, right? Where's my creator dashboard? I promise I'm going to be more professional, but it takes reps. So let me go over here and in my stream, and I'm going to do right here, change this word right here to hashtag Twitch recap. Done. So now I got the Twitch recap going, and this is what we do. So there you go, Twitch recap. So now let's go into code, right? Oh, and Robotex. Yeah, get it. Icon, you should have one. So let's get back into stuff. Let's see where we are. I have this is what we were working on yesterday. And yesterday when I ended the stream, I was wondering about, I don't remember what I was noodling on. And I didn't take really good notes. But here's where we're at. Let's just run it. And, oh, it was the tracing. Tracing wasn't working the way I expected. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do MBNW spring boot test run. And that's going to run, and it's going to set up Zipkin for tracing. And it's just, uh-oh, what happened here? Failed to get the client ID. Oh, so that's weird. What should have happened, let me log in. I can't talk when I'm typing that long password because it's super long. So I got to remember all the things. And I'm not that great at typing. And this doesn't look like it's going. What is even happening right now? I have had some fun adventures in streaming the last few days where nothing seems to work out as expected first try. So that's definitely, let's do this. Let's shut this down. And let's try. Did my stream disappear again? Oh, that freaked me out. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go hello terminal. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Fun. This is a Java Grunt project. Com Java Grunt service Twitch. And then I should get my password here. I don't know if I did that right. I didn't. Let's try it again. There we go. And no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. What's happening? Like, why is it not? There should be another one of these here. And it's just not showing up. This is interesting. It's just kind of like hanging there. And I don't know what the problem is. Like, I've never seen this behavior before. But that's okay. This is one of those things. There was an interesting conversation on like live demoing. And this is kind of like live demoing, but it's live streaming. It's not quite the same. And it was around like all the things that can go wrong when you're doing a live demo and the jokes about the demo gods not being happy. And one person was just saying like, hey, look, there's no such thing as demo gods. You're either prepared or you're not. And talking about all the different ways that you can prepare and do like offline, have all your cache and pull down all your libraries and set up mock services, etc. I get it. But what if you're demoing a cloud thing and your region is down, right? Your service in your region is down. Then what, right? There's only so far that we can go. But this right here, this is I'm dependent on the service to take care of my credentials, and this isn't working, but that's okay. Luckily, I'm not like trying to do anything fancy. I'm gonna try this again. And it's just hanging. So is this because of a network thing? Like, let's do this. Let's kind of do like a humble brag here. And let's do speed test and let's see what's going on. Like, what's up? Like, just go. What is even happening right now? Yeah, go ahead. I don't like that number. Oh, it's that number because we have a gigabit switch. So that's okay. We'll allow that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it's not like it's not on my end, right? Things are good. So what's happening here? Uh, we have another thing that we can try. Um, but this is interesting. What happens when your LastPass, or I use Bitwarden? What happens when they're not responding and they're not acting right? So I have my other Bitwarden client over here, and I'm going to see if it's acting all right, or if it's just that my computer's drunk. Because you know what I didn't do today that I normally like to do, and you should do it too in the morning. Like when you wake up in the morning, you kind of want to like start fresh, update all the things. So this is what we'll do. You know what else? My music disappeared after my little glitch, and my browser disappeared. I lost my music. Let's get that music back. All right. But this is still. Oh, there we go. It finally went through. See, it just needed to get updated. Unable to fetch server config. I don't know what that is. So I was able to sync over here. Sync vault. I'm going to. So that worked. So my other Bitwarden client worked just fine. But this one is still hanging a little bit. And I'm wondering if this is the Bitwarden client, which should be done, or if it's something else on my system. All right, so everything is up. That's good. Let's try this one more time. I use dir env. I use dir env so that I don't have to have my passwords on my box. When I go into a directory like this project has certain credentials that it needs. And when you go into that directory, you should go and get those credentials from your secret store. And I use Bitwarden. And right now, this is not acting right. So what are my options here? I can go and copy and paste, and I can do it manually. And maybe that's what I do, so that I can just keep on going. Because right now, I don't have a session. I don't have credentials to log in. So here's what I can do. Maybe I should do this slightly different. It's not the login part. Or is it the login part? So what I think I saw was Josh made a couple of modifications in this other project. So we can put our environment, envrc. I can put my stuff in there because when it's calling, you'd have to know the username for me to get in. You'd also have to know my master password, the big long thing that I've been typing. And that's how you'd be able to get into my stuff. But without knowing those things, I can put all of this stuff right into an envrc file and we can share. So as long as we're using the same names, right? And on this project that we're working together, yeah, I can put those same names. I can do those things. But there was one project where we were doing something a little bit more interesting, where we were checking to see, and maybe this is what we start with. We were checking to see if I have a session, and I just don't remember where we did that. But I'm going to do that. So let's, that one's Python. I don't think it's this one. So I have one more place where it might be GitHub. YouTube Analysis Assistant, and it might be, and it's not. Okay, so let's do this. Let's find, here's what I want to do. Tell me if this sounds like a good plan. Where's my Excalibur? Tell me if this sounds like a good plan. When I come into a directory, So that's cool. Is it possible to get a whole ENV file as Bitwarden secure note into the yes. Yes, it is. So let's pause here. So see, we're having some issues. And this kind of stuff scares me. It says, please try again in a few minutes. So they were definitely having some problems, but this kind of stuff scares me. I don't want to see this. I just want to get my stuff. So now it looks like I have stuff. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to say echo $Twitch channel name. And I have, so I'm going to assume that the rest of the values are in there. And then I'm going to do this. So I'm going to try again. And, oh, see, and it's asking me for this again. So this is what I'd like to fix. So I have a different session here. Oh, and it looks like they've solved their issues. But what I'd like to do is what I'm doing here, I'll show you. In here, we export this BW session. And what might be nice, but maybe it's a little risky, is if I do this, I create a BW session. When I go into my fun directory, so I'm going to leave that there. So it might be cool if I did this. I'm here, fun. If I did it right here, so if I did nano-w.envrc, it might be cool if I did this. I said, hey, let's export a BW session. So I had that in my environment, but here's what's happening. When I come into this terminal, I don't get that same, I don't get all that external environment here. There is a plugin in IntelliJ, but my understanding was that if I started an idea here where I have this session, right? I have that session. My understanding was if I started this here, then when I go in here, I have all of that session available. So what would be nice in my ENVRC is to say, hey, if I've got a session, don't do this, right? If there's already a session, I don't need to unlock it. Just go get the things and I would be good. I wouldn't have to retype my password there. So if I did it here at this fun level, where I put all of my projects, if I just unlocked it there, I could do it once. And then in my ENVRC, make this a check, right? Let me show you, I can do, are you familiar with Bitwarden? So Bitwarden does have this secure note concept. I think I can, I'm hesitating. Do I show all of this on the stream or not? Maybe I won't. But what I can do is bw get, and you have your notes, and there's the note name. So you can do all the things, attachments. One of the things that Josh brought up was like, hey, he transferred from LastPass over to Bitwarden because I was using Bitwarden. Yeah, there you go. And this says is blocked. I made, oh, did I make a change? Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, we can do this stuff. So it's pretty cool. The other cool thing about Bitwarden and why I like Bitwarden is open source. So right now I'm using their service and I pay for their service. But I also have a Bitwarden running on the Raspberry Pi. It's back in the closet there. Boop. And the closet is getting better. So what happened here? I did that, that's fine. But I didn't make that change, did I? Oh, I did make that change. I made the change because I was, when I was asking for a Twitch exporter token, it was pulling back this password and this password. It was getting the IDs for both of these values when I had this access called Twitch Exporter Token. So fun. But let's do this, dir and allow. And this is just saying, hey, like, yeah, it's cool. But I gotta type in the password again. All right, so we're good. We got stuff. And now I should be able to do this. MVNW, spring, boot, test, run. And you're like, hey, what is this test run thing? So one of the cool new features in Spring Boot 3 is I can set up this test configuration with test containers. So when I add the test containers dependencies, and it's what I get when I go to start.spring.io. When I do this, when I add test containers, and I'm going to add web, and I want to do tracing. So this is a service that calls the Twitch API. So I want to know which one of these calls are going and get those kinds of traces, because this is kind of the idea. Let's screw down here. This is what I believe. This is my opinion. I'm opinionated. When I take a service to production, when you take a service to production, whatever it is, you want some things. You do a git commit. As a developer, I don't think you care about a lot of the stuff that's happening here. You want to know patterns. You want to have a place to go to, like a backstage, right? Let's do this. I'm gonna say this, backstage, and then I'm gonna draw a little boop. I'm gonna say accelerator. And what do I mean by accelerator? I mean, you want to have some code that tells you how to get started, as an onboard. That doesn't look good. Let's move this up a little bit. Again, just opinions. But I've had teams, and if I want you to come and work for me, what I want to provide to you is someplace where you can go and you can find out something kind of like this, where you can kind of get, where do I get started? But this is not really any, it's not working. This is the simplest, most basic, right? So to say start.spring.io is your initializer or your accelerator, that doesn't quite cut it. Because in my company, I've got security. I've got security patterns. Right? There's the standards, not just patterns. There's standards. And we have naming conventions. And plugins, additional, you guys, maybe, right? I have this initializer, and I hope I'm not going to embarrass myself right now. Initializer plus. Oh, it's on 3.2. Initializer plus is my command line tool that implements all of the naming conventions, the standards for the way that I deploy to production. It implements these things for me as a CLI. Of course, it was written with Spring Shell, but then I can just implement those things. So instead of having to do it, I can just have all of those standards and those conventions implemented in my accelerator already. So that right now, what I do, if I go to this project, let's just do this. If I go to this project, test containers, Spring Web, cool. Zipkin, right? Of course. So this is kind of how I started. And if I generate this, but we're going to call this accelerator. So we're going to generate this. Yep. And I just want to talk through this because this is my opinion. We're not going to do this right now. We'll come back to that. And let's go here. Unzip the accelerator. In this project, what I normally do, oh, I did it with Gradle. Oh, sorry. Forgive me. Because, again, that's my convention. I'm not going to do it with Gradle. My conventions are Maven. And they're, of course, it's Maven 2021. And I'll tell you why. Because I've got these conventions. I've got these things that I do. Unzip, accelerator. And idea. Why is that still there? That's weird. Isn't it? Isn't that weird that that's there? It says it was at 9:12. I deleted. Oh, maybe I didn't delete everything. I'm going to get rid of it just because it's bothering me. Was it in this? It wasn't in here. No, it wasn't in there. Okay. So here we are. We have this. And let's take a look at my POM file. So here, I want you to see group ID, artifact ID, version, name, description. My conventions are this. I have this initializer plus plus that says, hey, I want my project version to be set up in a certain way. Version 0. I have these extensions. So inside of here, inside of Maven, I don't have any extensions here, but I use these extensions, initializer plus plus, extensions. So now I use these extensions here. I have the JGetVer Maven plugin, and then I have this OS Maven plugin. And that these two together, this one tells me my project version based on a tag. Based on a tag. This one, it gives me back the operating system that I'm using and the architecture, whether it's ARM 64 or x86. So these are my conventions because I do build packs and all these kind of things. So this is an example of something that if you were onboarding someplace, you'd want to have those things in place for you. Your path to production could put those in, but you kind of want to understand that. And you don't want to have to go in and do these extra steps that I'm doing. The initializer plus plus, you don't want to have to do that. Wouldn't it be nice if, as those standards change, that the projects that you're generating from the accelerator are changing as well? That's all I'm saying. And do all the things that you need to do on the path of production. If you're grabbing from an accelerator, you're going to check all the boxes that are asked that need to be checked, right? Your path of production is expecting these things in place. It's going to expect some naming conventions, project description. The other is, project name. And, and of course, multi-arch builder. Right? Because that's what we do. We do multi-architecture builds because I deploy on Raspberry Pis. So when I do that, I'm building with a project artifact ID, a project version, and that operating system and detected architecture. So these are the kinds of things that I want your backstage to do. And that's confused because it's thinking that it's Gradle when it's actually Maven. So let's close that. Hello. I have a Gradle button here trying to update my Maven project. And I use Maven for really it's just one reason. Because this. Maven has a schema. So I can make edits to this file really easily. Like on that last one, I replaced the Spring Boot Maven plugin with my build pack. And my build pack works with ARM64. And I create native images. So that's all I want to show you. That this idea of conventions and things that each company might have that's their proprietary way of getting to production. They might have some things included in their projects that make their path to production a little bit easier. But wouldn't it be nice when you onboard to have those kind of things? So let's close that. And this is the other thing. My opinion is that if you commit and you're in my org, I'm going to give you some place to go and learn about how to deploy and how to be a good consumer of my platform. And when you do a git commit, everything else is going to be taken care of for you. And when it lands in production, when it's deployed to one of those Raspberry Pis, you don't really care the names of those Raspberry Pis. You don't care what region they're in. And this is another thing I need to do. So I'm putting this on my to-do. I'll put it right here. I've got what I'm calling two AZs. I'm going to call them, no, they're two regions. So I've got this region, ATT, and I've got another region. These are two physical networks. And they're on different power, different physical network. They're not on different AC. But this one is T-Mobile. So I've got two physical networks, and I'm deploying Raspberry Pis to both. And the idea is you, as a consumer of my platform, you shouldn't care. And if I decide to like expand over here to Azure or OCI, right? If I decide to expand and start to deploy these workloads over there, you shouldn't care. The only thing you really want, I think, is you want to know that your application is working. Yeah. You want to be able to do tracing, get your metrics, right? You want some dashboards. You might want to define those dashboards. You want to be able to get your logs. Hey, sweetie pie, I am on. Oh, hold on one sec. I said I wanted to stream in the morning, so I wasn't taking time away from my kids. But today I got a kid home sick, so I'm doing my best. I want to keep doing this, but she's fixing her iPad. So I was saying, you want tracing, you want metrics, you want logs. So I'm gonna just try to like assume those things, and I've said, you know what? Maybe that's a cool thing. One of my like visions here is to open up my little platform, which I've shared here on the stream. I want to open it up and let you deploy your workloads here for free. Deploy your workloads on my little Raspberry Pis and have kind of this dual region redundancy and stuff. Again, the SLAs are going to be like non-existent, but the idea of delivering a platform, maybe I make it just for my subscribers and let them deploy workloads. And when you do a git commit, my software supply chain is going to go and validate it and build packs, right? And of course, that's what I'll be doing, and test it and do all the things. And together, we can kind of learn and go through some of these concepts, and we can discuss how Spring makes getting to production easier. And when you get to production, it makes all of these things, these production ready things, so amazing. So that's the idea. I got big ideas, but come on, let's do something, right? Show me. The Missouri is the show me state, and that's what it means. It means like, hey, you can talk all you want, but show me. That's what Missouri's about. So this is the expectation. This is the goal that we're trying to get to. And one of those things that I was noodling on last night is in the information that I show, like I can do one of these calls out and say like, what is my IP? And that's going to give the IP address of some router, and maybe I like shade or mask. So you don't have the actual IP, which in my house, there's no port forwarding. There's no public IP. So that IP is going to change over time. But it would be cool to show these experiments where I can get rid of, right? This is the demo, Deshaun.com. My children will never deploy active passive. What I'd like to do is at the end, like, hey, we've deployed something. And if we've done it right, we've got some data tier, right? If we're doing this right, we've got some active data tier here so that I can go in at the end and I can destroy one of these. I can shut down one of the regions, like disconnect one of the networks, and everything will still be working. And that's what I show. Like these are the things. It's 2023. Yeah, it's cool if you're a startup and you've only got $35, and I got one in the mail yesterday. Let me find it, because maybe we pull that up. Please hold. I got one of these. So I just about all the time. I think this might be a trait. This is a Raspberry Pi 02W that came in the mail yesterday. These are they're on the market again. And the thing that I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna hope and cross my fingers for, is that the stamp on it is not 2018 like my others, because I just got this one in the mail with some other bits and pieces, and I'm gonna look at the board, and I'm looking for a date that you probably can't see, but up here, actually watch this. Watch this. I got the technology. Boom. This right there says 2021. This is the new one. So that's cool. I think all of the other ones that I have in this house are from, the print mark is 2018. So it's 2023, then I'm getting a 2021. And in 2020, the last time I was able to buy, Raspberry Pis before the whole supply chain issues was in 2020. And I think they were all marked 2018. I think I have another one. Hold on. Just to check. This one is one of the older ones, and I'm pretty certain that this is one that I bought pre-pandemic. Oh, this is an old one. This isn't even a 02. This one is a 0. Oh. From 2017. 2017. This is a Raspberry Pi 0W. So this one is actually in my giveaway pile. And you might be asking yourself, why? Why would you give that away? So here's the cool thing. Hey, RoboCheck, this one might be of interest to you. This is a 0W, so it's 32 bits. I can't do the Graal VM, take my Spring workloads, do the native compilation with my build pack. I can't do that and put it on a 32-bit processor. So this is in my giveaway pile. Yes, Robotech, yours is going in the mail today. I'm gonna just throw this in there. Thank you for being here. And there we go. So yeah, that's what we do. So I got a new one. And wouldn't it be cool if I could do this demo, which at the end I do the like, hey, just destroy a region. It was cool. We were doing South Central. This is from a conference. Let's show. I was showing it. It's working. There's a bit here where I go in and I say, hey, like what happens if I just delete a region? And it's gone. The region is gone. I show what's happening, but I had this thing deployed to multiple regions, and I hit the delete region. Delete the whole resource group, delete the whole region. And that's what you should do. You should be able to do that. So here in my data center and what I'm doing, I should be able to delete a region and have something in place, right? Active is the way to be. But what if these both go down? I should have something that says, like, I know how to deploy this stuff. I know how to deploy this stuff over here, and I can keep it back up. That's the goal. Like, yeah, that's the goal. So I was talking to somebody last night, right? And this is kind of a default mode, and this is what not to do. You've got your little startup idea, and the first thing you do is you go out and you spin up AWS. And you spin up some S3 and some VMs and some Kubernetes.
Sometimes it doesn't.
And
I told you I made these
while you're working on your laptops, maybe you and a buddy, you spent weeks getting all of this going. Weeks? Oh, of course, you also have your like supply chain,
we had our single region
Jenkins, whatever, registries, all this stuff. Like you go out and you spend all this time and effort building this infrastructure, and your product is still like at 0.0.1 version. My advice to you, listen to me now, hear me later. My advice to you is don't do this part. Get it working on your laptop first. This is where your MVP should be. And you can do all these things on a laptop. Or today, you can do them on a Raspberry Pi. Like you can literally, and this is what I'm showing. We can make it work, deploy the region, and we see that it went from South Central to Northern Europe. And it works. Go watch it. Go watch that. My children will never deploy active passive. You might find it interesting, but this is the idea. This is what we're doing. Get a laptop, get it working on the laptop first. Don't worry about getting to the cloud. When you deploy, when you do your git commit, you want to have some things. So that's what we're doing. So right now, I want to do this test run, and yeah, to circle back, that test run, when I use the initializer, I get, because I added Zipkin, initializer gives me this test configuration so that you can check out this repository. You can check out this repository, github.com, javagrunt.javagrunt.service Twitch. So if you're interested, I'd love to just validate this. Protect this brand from forced pushing or deletion, or require status checks before merging. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. You should be able to do this. Git clone, CD, and then do this, and it should just run. I say that, but you also need to have the properties set up, right? So let's add that. Let's update this real quick. Because there are some prerequisites. I want you to be able to do this. Twitch client ID, Twitch client secret. They're all in here. Channel name. Do I really need do I need the redirect? I don't think I do. Twitch channel name. I don't think I need this client redirect, but I do need a user access token. And you know what else I did? No, it's over here. I showed how to go and generate it. Twitch user access token from same client. So this is what we need. I've got it. But once you've got those, you should be able to go and run it. Is there any way Yeah, that's what I want you to be able to do. But not all of you are streamers. A lot of you are. And we'll work on Thomas. I think Thomas would be super awesome at the streaming. And that's it. So I've got some updates there. We're going to run it. And because I did this from Initializer, I'm going to get an open Zipkin stood up. And yeah, and it's going to run. And when it runs, it's going to call out, and it's going to every 10 minutes. It's going to grab the follower count, the live viewer count, the number of moderators that I have. Again, this is supposed to be a long-term project. This subscription count and video count. Now, here's the thing. It's not storing that information. Would it be interesting? It might be. It might be interesting. Like, what if I did this? Get inbound. Yeah. Like, what if I just made these RESTful endpoints on this little service? At the same time, they're still going to go and expose these each time that this, here's what I'm doing. This is the way that these gauges work. So each time I'm tying this gauge to this value. So for this first one, this is what I'm putting onto my Prometheus endpoint. I'm creating a gauge. This is what I want the metric to be called, Twitch live viewer count. And it's going to tie into this object, this method, get live viewer count. Register that. So every time get live viewer count, this one, every time that value gets hit, it's going to register that as a gauge into this gauge. It's going to put that number in there. And I have this making those calls every 10 minutes. So that's cool. But wouldn't it be cool if I just added, I'm going to switch these around. Wouldn't it be cool if I just added those endpoints? Doesn't hurt anything, right? And it's a little bit cooler. Maybe. You tell me. Get live viewer count. So I can just make sure that, yeah, that's, and I'm expecting just to get a number back. I can do the same thing here. Get moderator count and get subscription count. Cool. So this is just, I'm getting access to those metrics. And get live video count. Or get video count. Cool. And all the rest of it's private. I got rid of the logs. I don't want that. I have a problem here. It says, and I think I know why this is. I think this is because, let me do this. If I do Java version, I'm using Java 17. Hey, Tukes. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're not seeing an ad. I'm glad you're here. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. yeah, you might be seeing an ad, but I'm gonna wait because oh wait, oh it's not for another minute. Oh, this is awful. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? Uh, oh boy, I'm sorry. I gotta get better. Let's do this. SDK use Java 21. Oh, sweet, no ads. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. We're just rambling. It's my recap day. We're talking about all the cool stuff. I had my recap up. Let's show it here. This is my year in review, and you're a part of this, right? Like, I'm trying to stream more. I set some goals for myself. Let's beat these numbers. It's been fun. I've been having a lot more fun streaming more often, and I'm gonna try to stream in the morning, 5 days a week. So I put a schedule out there. So my Twitch page has a schedule, and I'm gonna try it out. So I'm blocking off some time in the morning just to stream, get my kids on the bus, and then yeah, I'm gonna have other stuff to do during the day too. But then I'll be able to take these things and edit or redo, and yeah, put some other content out there. But this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm glad you're here. So I hope you're having fun. Yeah, join us. Let's make 2024 awesome. Great. Let's do that. I got numbers to beat. There was one metric. Again, I'm talking about metrics. I'm building this Twitch metric service. I'm trying to show. I want you to be able to go and do it if you're a streamer. And hey, Icon, you're awesome. You are awesome. And we're all in this together. Let's make the most out of it, right? Right. For me, it'd be awesome if I can make this service a thing that Icon wants to use, that Robotech wants to use, that Tooks wants to use, and maybe it'll encourage more live coding. That's what I'm really hoping for. Is I want to encourage more people to live code. So yeah, we're here, and I'm gonna try. What is all this stuff? Suggested workflows. Get out of here. No. That was awful. Wait, I got issues here? What did I say? Add readme and license. Okay, add hints for GraalVM. Oh, this is an important piece. And add tests using mocked Twitch API. That's probably a good one. I think that there is a, I should probably circle back to that one real fast. I think that there's like a mock service that you can do. But yeah, that's an important part because I don't want to be embarrassed. I want to have tests. And right now I don't. So let's use this Java 21 Graal CE. All right, let's do this. I don't know what it is. SDK. No. SDK list Java pipe grep installed. I want 2101. SDK use Java 21.0.1 dash Graal CE. Now I can do my thing. Oh, did this update? Don't I have this? What is even happening? Why is this complaining? I think this is gonna work just fine. nvnw spring boot test run. What this is gonna do is stand up a Zipkin. And it failed. Failed. The client ID for the provided auth token may be invalid. Again, back to the stuff. What is even happening? All right, so I gotta try this again. Let's do this. BW sync -f. I learned this last night. And then let's try this again. Hopefully it's going to go and get the right values. And then we're going to try it again. I was running into this last night, but I feel like I had it working. Unless my auth token is no longer valid, which I guess is possible. Failed to get the client ID for the provider. So maybe my auth token is invalid. So maybe that makes sense. But does it? I don't know what the, I didn't look at what the expiration is. So let's just do this. Let's go over here. We're done with the accelerated example. And let's do this. Actually, I don't need to do that. I think I can do it right here. I have the command. This is the command to generate an access token. So I'm gonna run this command. I'm gonna do it in another window because it's gonna spit up that token and the refresh token. So I'll do that over here. And then it's going to say, hey, you're already logged in. So we're going to go ahead and create that access token for you. So now I've got an access token. And what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? How do I put this access token in here? How do I put this access token in here without putting it on the screen? That's a good question. Let's do it this way. CD fun, CD fun, Java grant. I'm going to go into that directory. I'm going to close all these things because I'm going to hard code it in here. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to just take it and I'm going to put it into my access token. I'm going to edit. I'm going to drop it in where it's supposed to be because I don't want it on disk. So I flush that env so it's not there. And then I do the BW sync again so that I can get access to that access token. And do this during allow. And it looks like it works. So now I should have a new access token because I just generated one. And now I should be able to run this. Now, the only concerning thing here is it's going to be hard to do this as a service if I don't refresh that token. Okay, so that's what the problem was, is I had an access token. I'm also given a refresh token, but I'm not doing the refresh bits. So I've got to implement the refresh token. Thomas says, is there a nice way to create a builder for nested Java records? I just tried 2 plugins, but both didn't work great. For nested Java records. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know that off the top of my head. Right, you can create your own builders. But for nested, so it'd be builder dot add record dot add. You'd have a new record. You'd have to have a record. I don't know that off the top of my head. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I wish I knew the answer. I'll catch up to you soon. Doesn't probably matter for nested, just a builder for records in IntelliJ. You can make your own builder, right? Right, we can do our own thing. I don't like that example. Yeah. So you could, if this is all we're doing, we set up the builder and then we just set up the methods. Like, I don't think that's going to be super difficult. Oh, you wanted to have it generate. Okay, got it. Okay. Nope. I don't know IntelliJ that well. But no. Let's see. I don't know off the top of my head. Builder, and this is probably the plugin that you used, or one of them. Replace constructor with builder. Helps hide a constructor replacing its usage with the reference to newly generated builder class. So where we had our class, here's our constructor, then we get a foo builder. Maybe that's an option. See, I need to learn more of the IntelliJ cheat codes as well. But let's keep on going. I have a token. I have this thing running. And let's go see what that means. What I'm expecting is I have a local host 8080. I created some endpoints that I can go peek at. Like export metrics. It's just going to run those. But I want to I want to get the value. Get inbound followers count. So here's how many followers. 229. Like I'm one away from my goal. And that worked. So now that I called that, I expect this number to be sitting on this actuator Prometheus endpoint so that Prometheus can scrape it. And what did I say it was called? Inbound followers. So I hit Control F, inbound followers. There it is, 229.0. Now, that's never going to be a decimal. Speaking of builders, right? Supplier. Oh, incubating. Okay. All right. But this is automatically coming back as a double. And that's okay. Yeah, I'd like to generate them because, yeah, you've got a lot of properties. I get it. I totally get it. It makes sense, right? Especially where you are. But you need it for like the first pass. So this works. Now, what I want to see is I want to see my Zipkin. This is something that I ran into yesterday. Docker PS. Zipkin is started up automatically. And here it's on 59175. So let me do this. Localhost 59175. Oops. I expected to see traces. In the last minutes. It's not seeing anything. What am I missing that I'm not getting traces? Here I've got Zipkin. Do I have distributed tracing? Enable span and trace IDs and logs. Do I have that? I think that is just the bridge. Zipkin reporter Brave. Oh, I don't think I have that. Wait. Micrometer tracing bridge Brave and Zipkin reporter Brave. Do I have both of those? I think I do. I have the registry Prometheus, I have Zipkin reporter Brave, and micrometer tracing bridge Brave. So what else am I missing? What else am I missing? Let me do this, because this is my favorite project, and this should be yours too. If I go to github.com, it's Jonathan T House. And this is a great example from somebody from the observability team. Jonathan is amazing. And he's got this awesome project that has all the things set up with Loki, with Prometheus, with Grafana. And I'm going to go look at his build.gradle. And I expect to see the tracing and reporter. I don't think I expect to see anything else, right? He's got OpenAPI set up. Oh yeah, he did something interesting with the logs. He did a logback appender. So there he changed his log formatting. Did I do something wrong there? He's got a Loki appender. I am looking, trying to find what else I need to do. So let's go take a look. Let's do Spring Boot tracing. Let's go see. Let's do it together. So this is a little bit older. Ooh. So Jonathan kind of challenged me to create a PR for observability, and I think I just found it. So the cool thing about these guides is they're awesome and they work. But what I want to do is I want to upgrade this. Let's see if that one's been updated. No, that's the same. That's the same link. So here's what I want to do. I want to take some time. Hey, Thomas, thanks for joining. You enjoy the rest of your evening. I want to take some time and I want to upgrade this. The code is here. Here's the repo. Let's go and upgrade this repo. Spring guides. 2 years ago. It's old. Like I can do this. Let's fork it. And this is what we're going to work on. So while that's happening, let's take a peek. Okay, I'm going to keep my eye on this work. Here we go. I now have a fork. Let's go grab it and let's upgrade it. Let's upgrade it. Here we go. And then hopefully along the way, we'll learn what I've done wrong. So thanks for hanging out. This is my new jam. I'm trying to get better. Start my New Year's resolutions a little bit earlier. So I'm going to be streaming from at this time, 8:30 to 10:30 Central, and yeah, I'm gonna do code and I'm gonna talk about stuff and we'll work on fun projects. But the other thing is, I also want to do this. I want to like touch some of these new projects because here I know that Spring Shell is out. So I want to have projects that are using the latest and greatest. Spring Cloud Stream, Binder, AWS Kinesis. Like I haven't even touched AWS Kinesis. I should probably go do that. And I'll do the things like that here on the stream. Let's go touch some of these projects. So today, right, we're here. Micrometer got some new releases yesterday and tracing. So of course we're going to do micrometer and tracing today. Maybe tomorrow we'll look at Reactor and do some of that cool stuff. Does that make sense? So here we are, we have our new project. And let's open that up. So we have basic, enhanced, and we have some images. So here's the guide, the ADOC. Let's load those. Setting up the project, Spring offers piece you need. The tutorial walks you through how to create such a project. This tutorial, you can find all the code in the tutorial here, which is the one that we're looking at. This tutorial is based on this blog post by Tommy and Josh. So setting up the project for this example, we need two applications. We call the first one service and the second one client. Consequently, we need a parent build file that builds both applications. Okay, so we're here. We have a parent build file. We have some stuff. Client, service. Now, I am curious. Enhanced. I am curious if my cheat codes are going to work here. So here, I want to update this. This is the parent POM. Wait, no, it's not. Where is the... Here it is. Parent POM. Shakuzen.basics. And let's go back here. Let's try this. Let's see if I can upgrade. Why is it blocked? Cool. Let's see if I can run Spring Cubed. Not here, inside of Basic. So what Spring Cubed is, it's an alias to an Open React plugin. Spring Cubed. Oh, it doesn't have MVNW. So let's try it this way. I'm gonna go and copy it. I'm gonna copy that command from my bash profile. And where is it? It's here. I'm gonna change MVNW to MVND, or I could do MVND history pipe grep wrapper. I can just add it, right? Maven wrapper. Maven wrapper. But there's a new. Wasn't there like a dash N that I needed? Easiest way to set up Maven Wrapper project is Maven Wrapper. Okay, that's easy. So in this project, in Basic, I'm just gonna do MVND wrapper so that I get MVNW. There we go. And then I'm going to do my Spring Cubed. And it says, hey, client failure. Fatal error, illegal accessor, Lombok. Okay, so it's got this old version of Lombok. Okay, that's okay. And what version of Java am I on? So I don't know why that's my default. Let's switch that out. Should I still use Java 17? Let's do this. SDK list Java pipe grep installed. And let's do this one. SDK use default Java here. SDK I don't know what I just did. Invalid Python SDK. Okay. SDK use Java. Same. And then SDK env init, so that I'm using that version of Java when I'm here. JDK is configured. Okay, cool. Externally added files. Okay, cool. It's indexing. Let's go back here into Basic. And let's try Spring Cubed again. And I believe it's going to run into the same thing. So I think I've ran into this before in my time of upgrading. So here we're saying use Java 15. That's cool. I have Starter Sleuth and I have this Lombok. So I have this old version of Lombok. So let's do the upgrade Java first. So I'm gonna go over here to docs and I'm just practicing my upgrade skills. Java upgrade. migrate to Java 17. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do it the exact same way. So here's the rewrite Maven plugin, and here's the recipe. So in the dependency, so let's take a look at what we have. I want to do this. I want to go into build, and I'm looking at my other, in basic. So what I'm doing is /nw-u org.open rewrite .maven and the rewrite Maven plugin run. Actually, I'm going to do this one, 14.1 run. Rewrite .recipe artifact coordinates equals org.open rewrite .recipe. And this is rewrite migrate -java, rewrite migrate Java, latest -d active recipes equals this. All right, it says failed to execute goal, compiler plugin, fatal error compiling, illegal access error, class Lombok cannot access class. Okay, so I know this plugin as well. There is a Lombok. Modernize, migrate Lombok to Java 11 compatible. I know what the answer is. I know how to do it. I'm just trying to do it this way. Migrate Lombok to a Java 11 compatible version? No. We need it to be a Java 17 compatible version. So I can do this. This is a manual step. MVN repository. Lombok. It's like at 1.18.2 or something wasn't compatible with Java 17. We're just going to go ahead and upgrade it manually. We're going to say, hey, use this version. Actually, all I need is this line. And I'm going to go down here to Lombok and I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I want you to use this version. And I believe, oops, over here, I believe this will work now. It's going to go pull that latest version. Oh, it did for this one. It did for client. And now for service, I'm probably going to do the same thing. Lombok, yes. Could I do that in the parent POM? I could. But I'm going to do this. Into service. So here's a little fun fact. I help people upgrade a lot. So I've learned some of these tricks. Here we go. Let's run it. Upgrade to Java 17. Let's do the recipe. It's going to upgrade all the other things to Java 17 for me. And now I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that this will check the box for Jonathan. A PR for something in micrometer, right? So now I'm on Java 17. The thing that I don't know is if the Spring team wants me to go all the way to Java 21 or if I should be here on Java 17. I feel like we should go to Java 21 and use the latest and greatest Spring Boot 3.2. That's what I want to do. I don't want you on the old stuff. Look at this version right here. This demo. Watch this. This demo, here's a fun fact. This demo is no longer supported. This demo is no longer supported. So you try to take this demo to production, guess what? You're not getting support. Because look at it hasn't been supported in a long time. Yeesh. Commercial support ended for 2.4 10 months ago. So you don't want to be here. You don't want to be using this. So I got to be doing the right thing, right? I'm not asking permission, but I think I'm going to do the right thing. And I'm going to do it, and I'll create a PR, and then I'll poke Jonathan, and I'll ask, say, hey, am I doing this right? Does this check the box? So let's keep on going. We upgraded. Now let's go back into my IDE. So now I'm on Java 17, and I'm still in this old version of Spring Boot. So now let's do this. Now let's try Spring Cubed. Because I got over the Lombok thing. I'm on Java 17. Now I should be able to upgrade from Spring Boot 2.4.3 to Spring Boot 2.5 to Spring Boot 2.6 to 2.7 to 3.0 to 3.1 and up to 3.2. And just like it says here, that in the notes over here, or in one of them, it's like, yeah, there's going to be some things that are added to it that I don't really want or need. So I'm going to just pull those out. That's fine. Because I'm not having to do a whole lot of extra work here. And we're successful. Let's jump up here. I'm on Spring Boot 3.2. It changed my Java version. I can upgrade that to 21, right? And that's this art. Spring Cloud version. Look at that on the latest Spring Cloud version. Wavefront version. We have our actuator. We have WebFlux. We have Wavefront. And I believe this is still going to work. We have our micrometer tracing. I don't need my version number anymore. Spring Boot reactor. This is an example of something I don't think I need. And we should be in good shape. So that's service. Let's jump up here to the client and double check on that one. Again, there's 3.2. We're doing good. We're going to go ahead and bump this up. And yeah, it changed our name, right? It used to be called Spring Cloud Starter Sleuth, and now we got micrometer tracing. Like, thank you for that. And again, I don't think I need this. So I've upgraded. And Transtars. Does this library also refactor your code for new changes? Yes. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. If I do a git status, let's see all the things. So it didn't, there's nothing here that it changed in this example, but yes, it will. Like as we change, method names or methods are deprecated, a recipe should be able to say, hey, that's deprecated, now use this, and that's what it's doing. So it's doing it here. It was doing it with properties and dependencies. So it knew, for example, that this dependency changed. Now the implementation's the same, but yeah, the dependencies changed. So yeah, you got a lot of those little things. Hopefully I answered that right. It will refactor code. So like one of the things from before Java 17, where we had all of our Javax packages, those will get migrated to Jakarta packages, right? That switch was, hey, we're gonna just have the same package names. The only thing that's gonna change is the package name for license reasons or whatever. I don't know the decision. But everything else is gonna stay the same. So when you migrate from Java 11 to Java 17, you've got to change your Javabox to Jakarta. And this recipe will do that for you. And then from 17 to 21, it'll make the other changes that it needs to do from there. So what the recipe did, what I did, was the recipe did all of the changes to go from 2.4 to 2.5. And it did them in a nested order. So it does the changes in the order that they need to happen so that it can accomplish the upgrade completely. Hopefully that makes sense. I do this a lot, and yeah, and we'll keep on going. So we're gonna find out here if everything works as expected, because yeah, this is a blog, and we're gonna try to update this project to the latest and greatest. So let's just keep on going. So rewrite, run. So what I didn't do was I didn't modify the POM. I didn't put the recipes inside of my POM. What I did was I ran the recipes outside of the POM. I said, hey Maven, run this plugin using this artifact, this collection of recipes, and then activate this recipe. So, and I do this so often that I have this alias I call it Spring Cubed. If I do clear and I do cat bash profile, I have this alias that I run, and it's doing the same thing. Maven, open rewrite plugin, do this collection of recipes, and then run this recipe, upgrade to Spring Boot 3.2. So I didn't have to modify my POM. I just run this next to my POM file, and it does everything. Just cutting out a step. All right, so I'm here. We're good. Let's go back to our doc, because what we saw in the doc was, hey, it's going to be in the same repository. It's still based on this blog post, but we're going to set up the project, and now this parent POM is going to be slightly different, right? I modified it. The parent POM is going to be slightly different. Oh, it's pulling it in. So the ADOC just pulls in the parent POM, so I didn't have to make any changes here. Hey, thank you very, very much for coming, and let me tell you why. This is my recap. This is what I've been streaming for a while. I think I started streaming in 2017 or 18. But yeah, I've been streaming for a while. This is my recap. This is what I did last year. I watched a lot of Twitch. I had 127 streams, and I had 110 followers, and I'm working on this project. What I would really love is, look, I've got this project running over here. Oh, wait, it's not running anymore, is it? Look at this. My followers is at 229, and my goal is 230. So I'm happy that you're here. I would love to have you as a new follower. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, maybe. Yes, I have seen your name in the Jitter Ted stream. Awesome, awesome. I feel like now you're somebody famous, and thank you so much for being here. Like, yeah, that made me smile a bunch. So that's what I'm doing. I am working. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So here, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little rundown of what's happening. I am making this project. I'll find it. Here it is. A Twitch service. So this Twitch service is, go out, expose my Twitch metrics on a Prometheus endpoint. Simple enough. And I'm talking about, like, hey, that's not enough. Like, I want you to have metrics, and I want you to have logs. I want your metrics to end up in Prometheus or something, and end up in Grafana so you have dashboards. I want your logs to end up someplace, and in my case, it's going to be Loki. and I want you to have tracing. Well, my tracing isn't working the way I expected, so I've pivoted over here, and I was looking for the guide, and this guide was outdated. So the guide is outdated, and we're gonna go and upgrade. So maybe you saw the stream that I did with Ted a couple weeks ago, where we upgraded a couple of his projects. I'm doing the same thing. So yeah, thank you for being here. Excuse me. So cool thing is that ADOC was able to pull in my XML. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I love feedback. Take it for a spin. Do you also stream? Because I love watching. That's my jam. If I'm not streaming, I'm working here. Typically, I have somebody streaming, and the thing I like is live coding streams. So if you stream, oh, bad upload. All right. Well, that's too bad. But I like watching it. Take it for a spin. See what you think. Oh, yep. I bet you that says Spring IO. I was there in Barcelona, and I hope to be back. What I'm going to be focusing a lot on this year is Spring Modulith. I don't know if you've seen that. So this is where I'm going to dig in. And of course, the things that I stream about, the things that I'm writing content about, it's all Spring Boot. But I do Raspberry Pis. My closet back there is a bunch of Raspberry Pis and a couple of Nooks. But ARM64 stuff, the multi-architecture stuff, build packs, like in order to get Spring Boot delivered to $15 Raspberry Pi 02. That's exciting to me. So these projects I'm going to deploy to little devices like this that are just affordable, but it's enterprise grade Spring, and that's what I'm trying to do. And Kubernetes, I like to run Kubernetes. That's what I have deployed to the Raspberry Pis, so we can do advanced stuff too. I don't have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars in the cloud in order to do advanced deployments and advanced software supply chains. I can do it affordably with devices like Raspberry Pis. And now also I have Libre computers. These Libre potatoes, like these. These are also single board computers that are affordable and can run Spring Boot workloads. So we'll get into some advanced fun stuff with the IoT edge kind of stuff, but that's kind of where I'm at. Did I miss anything as far as like what I stream about? And I've committed, because I want to be better than last year. I've committed to streaming at this time, 8:30 to 10:30. I'm running up here. I'm gonna go over, but I've committed to doing this 5 days a week. Like I can just stream. I'm not bringing in pre-built demos. I'm gonna do a lot of the learning here and doing it in the open, and thinking out loud. And I'm just practicing. So thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, so we are here. We took a little bit of a swing, and the cool thing is we saw that ADOC pulls in my POM file, which is fantastic. And let's keep on going. Let's see if there's anything else we need to update. So to start creating the service application, visit start.smart.io. Oh, here, choose Maven. You can't choose Java 15 anymore. We want to choose Maven, and we want to choose Java 21. And set the artifact field to service. You could use Gradle or Java 8 or Java 11, but this tutorial, you can use Gradle or Java 17. But this tutorial uses Maven and Java 21 because we're upgrading this tutorial. That's it. That's why we're here. Then add the following dependencies: Spring Reactive Web. So let's just walk through this and make sure that we're doing this right. Start.spring.io. Maven Java 21. Cool. Maven Java 21. Set the artifact field to service. Then add the following dependencies: Spring Reactive Web, Spring Boot Actuator, of course, Lombok, ooh. Which, do I really want Lombok? We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Sadly, I have to go to the gym. Catch you next time. Yeah, thanks for the stream. Thank you. Good luck at the gym. Sleuth. So now Sleuth is no longer Sleuth. It's tracing. It's called distributed tracing is what we want. Yeah. It's just called distributed tracing. Wavefront. So I'm going to leave that. The following link sets all those options. Oh, of course I could do this, right? Share. Copy. I think I just have to go like this. Yep. And let me do that. The following link sets all those options. So let me open this. Done. Boom, boom, boom. So just like we're doing, I'm just doing an upgrade. So fantastic. Did that. These settings generate the following POM XML. Includes service POM XML. So let's generate, and I think it's going to be the same. Actually, let's do it this way. To explore. Let's copy that pom.xml. So we're in basic service pom.xml. Let's go here. I'm going to do this. New file. I'm going to do pom.xml.generated. File to get. Boom. And I'm going to do a comparison. Let's see. Why didn't I need Spring Cloud? Oh, because Spring Cloud Sleuth, because tracing got and observability got moved as a core when we switched to Spring Framework 6 and Spring Boot 3. So this is no longer even needed. Now the Wavefront version, oh, it's probably picked up. The Wavefront version is probably picked up in the parent POM. So yeah, I could get rid of those. I think safely. Let's see what else we got. Nope, that needs to be there, which it is. Look at this. It gave me a registry. So it added a registry. So let's grab that. Let's do it this way. And what else? I have a micrometer tracing reporter. Okay, and then, oh, here's the Spring Cloud dependencies, which I don't need. So let's just use the new generated one. Even though we did the upgrade, just to make sure it works. That's cool. Let's close this and let's keep on going. So I can get rid of this. And we're going to continue in with the doc. So it says, yeah, cool. We do this. These settings generate the following XML file. And this is exactly what it looks like. And that's plugged in. If I slide this over, perfect. The service application needs to have some application properties set. In particular, we need to set the port to 8083 and set the application name to service. So that's in source main resources, 8083 service, management. It changed the properties for me, so that's cool. So I know what that's going to look like. Set the application name to service. We explain the other two settings as they become relevant. Consequently, we need the following application.properties file. Basic service, right? So it got the application properties file. Management wavefront source. Perfect. All right. Now we can write the actual application. Source, service application. Is there anything else we want to change in here? We have our logger, so maybe that's one reason why I wanted to keep. PS5, PS4, Switch, Xbox, contains console. Is there anything else in here? Is there service application? I don't see anything crazy. The only thing is this is, yeah, it's going to work. Let's just keep going. Given a request for a particular type of console, PS5, Nintendo, Xbox, PS4, the API returns the console's availability, presumably sourced from local electronics outlets, so that we can demonstrate an error. PlayStation 5 is never available. Also, the service itself throws an error when someone inquires about the PlayStation 5. We use this particular code path asking about the availability of PlayStation 5 to simulate an error. We want as much information as possible about individual microservices and their interactions, and we most want that information when we try to find bugs in the system. This arrangement lets us see how tracing and metrics can work together to provide an observability posture that is superior to using either metrics or tracing alone. Creating the client application. Now we need a client application to exercise the service application. We start by using start.string.io. Create the pom.xml file. For the client application, we need the same settings and dependencies as the service application, but we change the artifact ID to client. The following link sets those values. So if I just go over here, Spring Initializer, start, we just changed the artifact to client. Everything else the same, keep the same. Share, copy. Let's edit that. Oops. Where am I at here? Following link, all the way down to wavefront. The result is the following pom.xml. Is it? Let's click the link. Let's explore. Let's copy. And let's replace. Okay. So it's now referencing our our pom.xml. The client application needs a slightly different set of application properties, which we set in the application properties file. Application source, so it's sourcing it, and we're fine, right? Management wavefront source, cool. For the client, we need not set the port. Now we can create the client application code. The code uses the reactive non-blocking web client to issue requests against the service. The entire application, both client and service, uses reactive non-blocking HTTP. You could just as easily use a traditional server-based Spring MVC. You should also avoid HTTP altogether and use messaging technologies or some combination of those technologies. Running the applications, now that we have both applications, we can run them. Start the service application. Note the wavefront URL in the console output from the service application. Paste that URL into a web browser so you can see the wavefront dashboard for the application. You want to get the URL before you start the client application, as the client application intentionally creates a number of errors that create a lot of console output. Now you can start the client application. So let's start the service application. Hello. Start the service application. Long box, sure. Okay. Oh boy. So here's a problem. Failed to auto-negotiate a wavefront API token from wavefront.surf. The error was cluster does not support auto provisioning of customers. Okay, so this is a little bit bigger problem. So one of the cool things about Wavefront is you can take it for a spin and you can stand up and do your local development and get a Wavefront instance automatically. But this no longer happens. So I need to ask and like, hey, maybe I'm I'm stuck here. So here's the thing. I work for the same company. So let me swing over here to my friends. I don't have all the answers, but I have Slack. And let me see what I can do. So please hold while I jump over here and look, because this isn't cool. I don't like that. Where would I go? Let's take a look. See what I can find. So if you, in case you didn't know, VMware recently got acquired by Broadcom. And if you're new here, I'm a big Raspberry Pi fan. Fun fact, Broadcom makes a bunch of the chips for Raspberry Pi devices. So for me, I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Right on. Let's see. There has to be one of these somewhere. not not really awesome stream content as I look over my shoulder and try to find where I might get help here. Let's do this. Let's copy this and let's just throw this into our stuff. We're just gonna, we're capturing these errors here. Let me edit this. And that's my wife calling. So maybe this is a good spot to stop. I got something to work on here. And I'm gonna go take care of things that are happening upstairs. So yeah, same time tomorrow, 8:30 Central to 10:30-ish Central Time. And we'll keep on going. We'll pick it up. I'll probably be working on this later today. But thank you for joining. And I hope to see you again soon.